Well, looking around on social media, you just see so many things. You see so many people like moving abroad, people moving to Japan or Ghana, people moving on opposite ends of the world. It's just so much movement going on. I remember just as a child, people around me were just in one spot. They worked till they retired, and then they lived the rest of their lives, and so on and so forth. But with the many dynamic spiritual shifts that are occurring in our environment, God is really moving people out of familiar situations into very unfamiliar situations, like our father Abraham. And their people are just moving, and God is making great nations out of people. And I ask God, why is there so much spiritual, movement, reassignments to demographic territory? And God wanted me to reach out and say this to somebody today. The reason why you cannot stay is because God can't get the greatness out of you that way. I just want to say it one more time. The reason why you cannot stay is because God cannot get the greatness out of you that way. See, some of us, we get so comfortable within the confines of what is familiar for us. We get so comfortable dealing with the same challenges, the same demon year after year, time and time again. We get so comfortable being surrounded by people that really don't mean us no good, but we just get so familiar with it that we put up with more than we should. We just get so comfortable in wallowing in mediocrity, and we get frustrated because we're not seeing what we notice on the inside of us. See, sometimes it takes making some drastic changes, massive changes, some faith changes. When we talk about faith, we tend to just always focus on a goal. We tend to focus on what we're wanting God to do for us. But faith is actually not only a substance, but it's also an activity. It's also like a spiritual binding agent that connects us to God, that will begin to lead us and direct us into territories, into different parts of the earth that we just never thought we'd be. See, greatness is trying its best to be released in your life. Greatness is trying to shake some things up that you may mistake for the devil. Greatness is trying to push you into situations that will cause you to be just a nervous wreck. Greatness is trying to birth the real you into this environment. See, you couldn't stay in situations where people misused and abused you. You couldn't stay around people that had low minds that tried to pull and tug at the greatness on the inside of you. You couldn't stay being familiar with people that you grew up with that always snug and got into corners and whispered about you, texting in front of you as if you don't know what they're talking about. You couldn't no longer stay around things that were so familiar to you, because it was greatness on the inside of you. You didn't know where it was going to come from. You didn't know how it was going to happen. Heck, you don't even know how it's going to come to form in the physical. But one thing you do know is what that inkling, that hunch, that gut feeling that God has given you to get up out of there so that he can get the goodness up out of you into this air. God has so many wonderful things stored up for you that he is waiting on you to give him the space that he needs so that greatness can come on through. And sometimes it takes us getting into unfamiliar territory. And sometimes it takes us purging our lives of old things that are no longer serving us. And sometimes it takes us walking away from relationships that we've been a part of for our whole entire lives. And sometimes it takes us moving to a direct opposite end of the world so God can get the greatness and the glory out of us. So as you go on about your day on today, don't get distracted with what's happening around you, but get inside of what is going on the inside of you. Get into the proper alignment with God so that you can hear exactly what he has been trying to whisper to you. And it doesn't matter what man has to say about you. It doesn't matter if you're on ABC, NBC, or CBS. The only thing that matters is that spiritually, You are connected to God so that He can unleash the greatness that He has hidden on the inside of you. And until the next video, guys, peace. Because I still be believing in you. Have a good day.